Mackenzie. I'm the general manager of Halifax Water, and we are hosting this virtual session to discuss some of the odors that have been experienced at the Mill Cove Wastewater Treatment Facility, and to provide an overview of some of the actions that we've taken and some of our planned steps forward. Joining me tonight is John Eisner and Jordan Stark. John is the Director of Operations, and he will be giving the overview of the system. And Jordan is one of our managers of our wastewater treatment facilities. John, if you'd like to go, please start.
Great. Thank you, Glenda. Can we go to the next slide, please? Before we get into the specifics of Mill Cove, I thought it'd be beneficial to provide a bit of an overview of the wastewater system here at Halifax Water. Our wastewater system comprises of, it basically brings all the wastewater from homes, from businesses. It includes water from sinks, showers, bathtub, toilets, and other plumbing fixtures in the house. Businesses and industry also contribute their share of used water that must be cleaned as well. Some of the material that we find in the system includes human waste, food scraps, oils, soaps, and chemicals. With regards to Halifax Water's wastewater infrastructure, we have various components, such as we have about over 2,300 kilometers of sanitary sewer pipe. That includes both gravity mains, local smaller pipes that take the water from the homes and businesses that feed into our larger trunk sewers. We also have force mains that are required to get the sewer, which generally flows from an uphill to a downhill gradient, and sometimes we have to get that sewer back up over a hill. So we have force mains that are the sewers pushed through pumping stations. Within our system, we have 166 pumping stations, and ultimately all of the wastewater in Halifax gets sent to one of our 14 wastewater treatment facilities. Go to the next slide, please. The goal of wastewater treatment, of course, is to remove as much of the pollutants and suspended solids as possible from the water before we discharge it back to the environment. Depending on a whole variety of factors, as I said, we have 14 treatment plants. All 14 have different processes in place, depending on the federal and provincial regulations for discharge back to the environment. Things to consider, such as the receiving water quality, what the ultimate use of the receiving water is. Just as an example, our 3 harbor solutions plants in Dartmouth, Herring Cove, and Halifax are considered enhanced primary treatment. Their processes is primarily a physical treatment process where settles or solid are discharged to the harbor. Then we get into secondary treatment, where we have a biological process, and that's what Mill Cove is, and a variety of other treatment plants that we have. And then when we get into some of the more sensitive receiving water environments, such as freshwater receiving environments, we have to go to a tertiary level of treatment for removal of things such as ammonia and phosphorus. Next slide, please. This slide just gives you a bit of an overview of the Mill Cove Wastewater Treatment Facility between 1983 and about 2016. As you can see in the photo, the first photo on the left, this was before all of the infill had occurred in the Bedford waterfront area. At the time, the wastewater treatment plant was the only thing there. Waterfront Drive, Convoy Run, the bridge over the tracks didn't exist at that time. Access to the treatment plant was through a driveway over the tracks. The front door at that time is now considered the back door, because as you can see in the photo on the right, we've since had all the infill in the Bedford waterfront area with the Wolf Park, a number of condominium developments and office spaces. So access to the treatment plant is now from the other side of the site. You can also tell from the 2 pictures, over the years, we have had some upgrades at the facility and more processes added. This is a map of an overview of the sewer shed for the Mill Cove sewer treatment plant. The Mill Cove treatment plant is the purple dot on the middle right of the map. The sewer shed for Mill Cove extends out to Beaverbank, Middle Sackville. It includes parts of Bedford West as well as parts of Bedford South to the north of Larry Utech Drive. Some background details on Mill Cove. It was originally constructed in 1969. There was a first expansion was completed in 1981, and this was to increase capacity of the facility. A second expansion was completed in 1996 that further increased the capacity, as well as it improved treatment, and we introduced ultraviolet light disinfection to the process to ensure that we were effectively killing the bacteria before it went back to the receiving water. The current capacity of the facility is 28.4 million liters per day, and it serves a population of approximately 105,000 people. It's also the largest municipal secondary treatment facility in Atlantic Canada, and it uses an activated sludge treatment process. A bit of an overview on the actual treatment process at Mill Cove. Wastewater comes in from throughout the sewer shed. Waste comes in from two pumping stations. There's one on site at the treatment plant, as well as the fish hatchery pumping station that's located over by Shore Drive and the intersection of Shore Drive and the Bedford Highway. The first step in the treatment process is screening and grit chambers that removes a lot of the larger debris, such as branches, rocks, and other things that are caught up in the collection system. The wastewater then goes to the primary clarification tanks, where we settle out some of the larger organic material. This helps reduce the organic load going to the next stage of the treatment process, which is the aeration tank. And it's in the aeration tank that the activated sludge process really happens, and the kind of the biological process. Within the aeration tank, we introduce pure oxygen, and the pure oxygen, in combination with all of the waste material, provides a food source and a viable atmosphere environment for all the bugs to basically consume the waste and the organic material and break it down. The flow then goes into a secondary clarifier where the solids and the sludge are then separated, and we have clear water that goes on to the disinfection stage. Some of the sludge from the secondary clarifier is fed back into the aeration tank to provide, again, more food and bacteria source for to basically continue that biological treatment process of breaking down the organic matter. As I mentioned, the clarified water then, as at least a secondary clarifier, goes to the disinfection stage. As I mentioned before, we have ultraviolet disinfection, and that kills the remaining bacteria before it's discharged to the Bedford Basin. Also on site at Mill Cove, we have some sludge handling. The excess sludge from the process is sent to a digester where it's further broken down. Gas from that process is used on site to help heat the boilers on site and the digester, and excess ammonia or excess methane gas is burned off with a flare. Ultimately, the remaining sludge is trucked away and taken to our biosolids facility out at the airport and at the Airtech Business Park, and it's there that it's processed into a fertilizer for agricultural use. There's a number of different factors that can contribute to odors at sewage treatment plants and at Mill Cove in general. Weather conditions play a big factor. We're currently going through a long spell of hot, dry weather at the moment. What that means is there's less liquid in the collection system. That means that the sewer that's going through the system tends to go more slowly or even slow down. In those kind of conditions, it tends to go anaerobic or septic, which can lead to odors. When we do get heavy rains after a long dry spell, some of that rain infiltrates into the collection system and then results in flushing a lot of the potentially septic material that we have in the system and that's kind of flushed into the treatment system or into the treatment plant all at once. Again, leading to the potential for odors, as well as atmospheric conditions such as wind and humidity. Again, when odors are present, depending on the direction of the wind, different parts of the neighborhood may experience the odors as well, and times when there may not be any wind and you have the kind of that still heavy air, sometimes in the morning. Again, it could result in the existing odors just lingering around the plant and the neighborhood. Incoming wastewater quality can have an effect on odors as well. Fats, oils, and greases that get into the system can lead to are really good food sources for the bacteria, and especially the bacteria that are the odor-causing bacteria. So they'll start consuming the fats, oils, and greases and multiply, resulting in potential for odor release. As well as noted before, the sewer shed for the Mill Cove wastewater treatment plant is very large. So when someone flushes their toilet out in Beaverbank or Middle Sackville, it takes some time for that wastewater to reach the plant, and it just gives more opportunity for that to potentially go septic, generating odors. Equipment and process issues could lead to odor releases. Sometimes we may have breakdowns from time to time of the air handling system and the scrubbers that could end up having some odor releases. With the digester, we know there's been an excess of gas generated potentially that could get released due to issues there. The one specific issue at Mill Cove, though, that we have identified, and I think there's a general consensus amongst neighbors that we've spoken to, that the smell is more of a dirty diaper or a pig farm kind of smell, more of a foul smell than usual. We're pretty confident we've linked that to a bacteria called Nocardia. It's a filamentatious bacteria that creates a foam that accumulates on our secondary clarifiers. When that foam dries out in the sun, that's when, as the bacteria die off, it creates the foul smelling odor. So we're pretty sure that that's what could be the cause of the issues that have been ongoing at Mill Cove this summer. The next couple of slides, we're going to get into some of the measures that we've been taking to try to address those. So some of the short-term measures that we are doing, have done, and are planning are the first being the removal of the odor-causing compounds. So we know that the foam builds up on the secondary clarifier basins. So what we've been doing this summer on a regular basis is bringing in vacuum trucks to vacuum up the foam off the top of the surface of the clarifier. So what that essentially does is gets rid of the foam before it has an opportunity to dry out and generate the odors. I will note that when we are vacuuming foam off the clarifier basins, just the process of vacuuming up the foam tends to lead to a short-term release of odor as well. Typically, we have the vac truck in about 4 times a day minimum, some days more, either to vacuum foam or to haul sludge from the facility. Knowing that we've been doing that work for the last couple of months and the odors still are persisting, we've looked at some other options as well. So right now we're in the process of waiting for equipment to come in to install additional skimmers on top of the secondary clarifier. The way the current clarifiers are set up, they do have skimming capabilities, but it's only capable of skimming about half of the surface of the clarifier. What we'll be installing in the next couple of weeks is additional skimmers. So the purpose of the skimmer is that essentially on an ongoing basis, there will be a mechanism that will kind of skim the surface of the water, and then this will prevent any of the foam, or if foam is forming, it will kind of push it off the top of the surface, and we collect that and we deal with that separately. So right now, the plan is to have that installed within the next couple of weeks. We're optimistic that we're going to see some positive results from that, but time will tell. We're continuing to make operational adjustments in the facility. Activated sludge is a very process heavy process or operator intensive process. It's very important that we get the right concentration of bacteria in the activated sludge. If we don't have enough bacteria, we could end up not meeting our operational and regulatory goals for discharge. If we have too much bacteria, we can end up getting additional odors. So we're really trying to focus on the sweet spot. Our operators are doing a great job with that. We have a lab on site with lab technicians who's analyzing the influent all the time to try to find that sweet spot. Within the treatment plant, anywhere that we do have enclosed spaces, such as our buildings and our primary clarifiers, all those spaces have air handling systems in place, negative pressure, so that all the air is directed to air scrubbers before being released to the environment. The air scrubbers contain media, and that media allows the odors to absorb to it before being released. Over the last couple of years, we've gone through and replaced all the media and all the scrubbers. So we've got we do have fresh media. We regularly take samples of the media and send it off for analysis to make sure that it still has enough capacity to collect the odors. As well, we do daily odor monitoring. We have hydrogen sulfide monitors on our air scrubbers to confirm that they're doing what they're supposed to with regards to hydrogen sulfide gas. And just to note with that, hydrogen sulfide gas, if anyone has smelt the rotten egg smell, that's what that would be. As well, our operators are very diligent during the rounds. They're always doing trying to determine whether or not they can smell any odors throughout the site when they're doing the rounds. And that will give them an indication whether or not they need to go back and try to make some sort of adjustments, or maybe bring in a vacuum truck to pull off some of the foam. One other thing that we've done this summer is we brought in our crews from our collection system team to come in and clean the sewer main on Waterfront Drive, and then installed manhole odor control units in all of the manholes. And essentially, the manhole odor control units are charcoal filters that the odors get absorbed to before being released. As well, the flare on the digester, we're getting parts in for that within the next couple of weeks to allow us to burn more gas off. We have suspicions that it's possible over the evening and into the night there may be build up of gas in the digester, and then the relief valve will release some gas every now and then, which could lead to some odors. So hopefully with adjustments to the flare, we'll be able to burn more gas and prevent that from happening. As well, we're going to be investigating the feasibility of adding some chemicals upstream of the facility and the collection system. And what that will do is introduce more oxygen into the system that will help prevent the wastewater from going septic before it reaches the treatment plant, which hopefully may make it easier to treat and prevent some of the odors as well. Looking more to the midterm, we're optimistic some of those short-term measures that we're going to hopefully get in place in the next couple of weeks are going to help hopefully mitigate the issues that we've been having this summer. If we're not successful with those, we're going to be looking at the feasibility of potentially enclosing those clarifier basins. And by doing that, we will be able to kind of capture all the odors directed to an air scrubber and hopefully mitigate it. I will caution that this solution is not a simple solution, and it's not an inexpensive solution. To put covers over the clarifiers, it's going to require an engineered solution to ensure that the structure can withstand wind and snow loads. Require calculations to determine what kind of air turnover we need. There's logistical issues of trying to construct those structures within the site to be able to, so that we can still access and maintain the clarifiers. If we look at a timeline for enclosing them, we'd be looking at least 1 to 2 years to include the engineering design and construction. As everyone might know, we do have plans to upgrade the Mill Cove wastewater treatment plant. The plant is nearing capacity. As far as that project goes, we're currently reviewing the project delivery and procurement options, and we do have a preliminary design completed, and we're hoping to move to the next step of finalizing the detailed design in 2027-28, with construction ongoing when commissioning in 2031. Just a bit about the proposed upgrade. It's going to increase treatment capacity at the facility. Right now, the design capacity is 37.2 million liters per day. The treatment is going to be a slightly different treatment process in place. What we have now is activated sludge. We're still going to have an activated sludge process, but it's called a membrane bioreactor. What we have now is, after the aeration tank, our sewage goes to a secondary clarifier. With a membrane bioreactor, we don't have that secondary clarifier, and the membrane kind of serves as the ability to clarify the water. One benefit of going with a membrane bioreactor is this facility will be enclosed in a building, which is going to make it a lot easier for odor control measures. So hopefully in 5 years, 5 or 6 years, when we have that treatment plant in place, we'll certainly hopefully see a reduction in odor issues in the area. Just to follow up, Halifax Water, we're committed to doing a better job with communications on this. We want to make sure that we're keeping the community and our neighbors informed. So with regards to the presentation, we encourage people to visit halifaxwater.ca/MCPES. That's our Mill Cove treatment plant website. You'll have the ability to leave feedback, comments, questions. We're hoping to set up some facility tours for the community so that our neighbors can come in and actually see what it takes to treat the wastewater and give a better appreciation and understanding for what our team is doing. We're planning to send out quarterly updates, if not more frequently, if certain milestones are met in advance. As well, you'll be able to access meeting video recordings and other education materials, including this PowerPoint.
Hey, John, and thank you for everyone who's taken the time to watch the video. And please do reach out and make contact with us so that we can keep you in the loop of any upcoming information related to the treatment facility. As we've done a couple of in-person sessions, there were a couple of questions that were repeat questions at each event. And I just want to take a moment to highlight a couple of those and provide a bit more context on those. There was questions related to growth within the municipality and in particular within the sewer shed. I want to assure everybody that Halifax Water is actively participating and engaging with HRM planning staff and looking at forecasts for future growth within this region and all of our service boundaries. And we are in the process of updating what we refer to as our integrated resource plan. And the integrated resource plan looks at what our infrastructure needs are for the next 30 years from a growth perspective, compliance, and asset renewal. So as you see a lot of growth happening around you, do know that we are engaging with HRM, making sure that we're right sizing our infrastructure so that it can accommodate that growth. Also want to highlight one of the other common questions was, what are we trucking in there from other places? We are not trucking in sludge from other systems. We are not taking wastewater from other non-Halifax Water customers. We do have an agreement where we receive leachate from the Otter Lake facility. And when we look at the volume and the impact of the facility itself, the volume is negligible compared to our overall volume that we receive from our municipal waste. And we have done testing over the years to make sure that that leachate does not have an impact on our compliance at the treatment facility. So I just wanted to bring some of those questions that have been common questions to the forefront, but please do use some of these links if you do have further questions. And we do appreciate the community taking the time to reach out to us and learn more about the treatment facility. Thank you.